In question 2, we are asked to solve, and there's just two different equations here. The big thing is just recognizing how to use the simplest form of the distributive property and being aware of what to do if you're having to distribute a negative number across those parentheses. And unfortunately, I probably overdid it because both of these questions involved that exact idea. So on this first one, if I rewrite portion of this, right, that's one of our tools for solving equations, rewriting. I can write this as the 3x, and then the portion I'm going to rewrite is this, and I'm going to rewrite it as negative 12x and then plus the number 24. And of course that was rewritten using the distributive property. On the other hand, we simply have the negative 8x and minus 6. Let's see, collecting up some like terms, if I have the 3x and I subtract 12x from that, that should give me a negative 9x on the side, and then plus 24 equals, again, negative 8x minus 6. I'm going to add 9x to both sides, which is quite pleasant because now all of a sudden this becomes, on the left hand side, when I add 9x I get just 0 x's, so only 24 remains. But when I have negative 8x and I add the 9 to it, it gives me just a single positive x and then minus the number 6. So if I add over 6, I should get that 30, right, x should be the number 30. Now, it's really important that, didn't take a lot of time, and I'm writing everything out and I'm talking about it, but just to grab a calculator and just quickly double check that it really is giving you the same value on both the left and right hand side is really nice confirmation. So if I take, for example, 3 times the number, oops, that's subtraction, would help if I had my glasses, 3 times the number 30 and then subtract 12, and I'm just going to open parentheses and I'm going to go ahead and put in 30 minus 2 and close the parentheses, and you can see when I do that I get negative 246 on the left hand side. Now over on the right hand side I'm going to go ahead and take my negative 8 times 30 and then I'm going to subtract from that 6, and you can see I also get negative 246. So I am sure that when I plug 30 into this equation it makes both sides negative 246, or what's important is it makes them equal to each other, right? Which is the point of solving an equation. To solve an equation means to find a value of x that makes both sides the same thing, and we've done that here. Let's go over to part B. On B, same idea. This becomes negative 10x, and then negative 10 minus times negative 7 would be positive 70. And if I was to go ahead and subtract 70 rather from both sides, let's see, that would be 30 plus 10 more would be 40. So I end up with 40 on this side. So 40 is negative 10x. And again, always be aware of what you did to both sides, and I always take a mental pause just to verify that I really did what I think I did. I think that I subtracted 70 from both sides. On the left hand side I'm left with 110. I'm sorry, 40 rather. 110 minus 70 should be 40. And then on the other side, the 70 is gone. I'm left with just the negative 10x. If I divide both sides by negative 10, right, I get 40 over 10 is x. So that means x is the number negative 4. And again, it doesn't take long to check it, and it's really worth just to make sure we've got this right. I'm only plugging things into the right hand side, so I've got the negative 10 and then times open parentheses. I'll type in this negative 4, and notice I'm using this negative symbol, right? It's not subtract 4, it's the opposite of 4. So I need this button on my calculator that's next to the decimal. So negative 10 times the opposite of 4 and then minus the number 7. And when I press equal, you can see, yep, it does give me 110. So x is negative 4 is a solution to this equation. It makes both sides the same.